Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. And before I begin, I want to thank and acknowledge members of my team who have been instrumental in the case that we'll be discussing today. And that's Tanya Austin, Deputy Attorney General, Junichi Stemitsu, Deputy Attorney General, Julie Garland, Senior Assistant Attorney General, Lance Winters, Chief Assistant Attorney General. I also want to acknowledge and thank and share my deep appreciation for our partners at the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Inspector General, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. This week, hundreds of thousands of students will begin their fall semesters at colleges across California. Like many of us did, myself included, they will take out student loans to pursue their dreams. In fact, roughly 70% of students in our nation will walk the graduation stage with student loan debt. Our students worked hard to achieve their college dreams, but for some, their dreams have become horrific nightmares. This morning, we're going to be speaking about one of those nightmares for student loan borrowers in California and across the nation. Today, I am announcing that the leader of a nationwide multi-year, multi-million-dollar student loan debt relief scam has been taken into custody in Orange County and will be arraigned tomorrow. The defendant we're talking about this morning owned a network of debt relief businesses based in Orange County. He employed managers and sales agents to operate multiple call centers that contacted individuals across the country, promising to reduce or eliminate federal student loan debt. These promises, they were lies. Instead of helping, the owner and 4 call center managers and 2 sales agents allegedly stole over $6 million in less than 3 years from victims across California. And we're not talking about a few folks here. We allege they stole from over 19,000 victims, including 3,000 in California. As we handle the prosecution of this case, I'd like to thank the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, and the U.S. Department of Education's Office of the Inspector General, who have been invaluable partners in investigating this scam. I very much appreciate our teamwork and our collaboration. During this investigation, we discovered that between 2017 and 2020, the defendant's sales agents contacted an estimated 380,000 student loan borrowers who are struggling to pay their student loans. Teachers, nurses, single parents, folks from every walk of life. When speaking with the victims, these sales agents allegedly pretended to be associated with the U.S. Department of Education and falsely guaranteed they could help victims lower their monthly student loan payments, ultimately resulting in student loan forgiveness. When borrowers became suspicious or unsure, these sales agents would allegedly apply the pressure, creating fake deadlines, and imply there was no other way to get student loan forgiveness. Through this deception, the peddlers of the scam led borrowers to divulge personal information, and they used that information to make changes to the victim's federal student aid accounts without consent. Whether you're interested in applying for public service loan forgiveness or an income-driven repayment plan, you can apply via federal loan servicers at no cost. But for the approximately 19,000 victims in this case, each of them paid or was scheduled to pay additional monthly fees totaling over $1,000 for services. Most victims believed these extra payments were being applied toward their student loan debt. In reality, they were not. This led many of the victims to stop making their monthly payments on their actual student loans, which resulted in late payment notifications, increased loan balances, and sometimes a complete student loan default. Nearly every borrower who signed up for this fraud scheme ultimately ended up worse off. Not only swindled from their money, many victims now face adverse consequences, losing eligibility to participate in repayment plans, hits to their credit, and increased student loan interest. All of the defendants in this case face multiple counts, including grand theft by false pretenses, computer access and fraud, and unauthorized use of personal identifying information. The lead defendant arraigned today has been charged with 87 counts. This case marks the second of 2 ongoing prosecutions the California Department of Justice is leading against student loan debt relief scams It should be a warning sign to any crooked enterprise looking to cash in by victimizing student loan borrowers. We will hold you accountable. As we protect consumers, I'd like to remind everyone that you are the first line of defense. If you're not getting the help you need from your student loan servicer, you can reach out to legitimate and vetted legal aid organizations that can help you for free. Visit Law Help California, that's LAWHELPCA.org, the official site to find legal aid in California. Additionally, one thing all borrowers can do to avoid becoming a victim of student loan debt relief scams is never sharing your federal student aid username or password with anyone. Protecting this information helps ensure that a scammer can't conceal the fact that they've ripped you off. In closing, I'd like to remind everyone that the U.S. Department of Education and its federal loan services never charge any fees to apply for loan forgiveness programs, repayment plans, to lower your monthly payments, consolidate loans, postpone payments due to temporary hardship, or get loans out of default. If you're being charged for any of this, you may be a victim of a scam, and we want to hear from you. Today and every day, we won't stop fighting to protect our college students and graduates, their families, and the American dream. College is hard enough. This dream shouldn't become a nightmare. With that, I will turn it over to Inspector in Charge, Carol Harris from the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Attorney General. I am Carol Harris, the Inspector in Charge, Los Angeles Field Division of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. First, I would like to thank the California Attorney General's Office. Like today, great collaboration and the partnerships developed as a result of all the agencies taking a whole of government approach, working together to protect the community. Our mission is to protect our nation's mail system from being used for criminal purposes, such as the financial fraud scheme we are here to discuss today. This case is an example of our commitment and dedication to protect those we serve and to prevent criminals from taking advantage of the public through their continued efforts to break the law. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service Los Angeles Field Division works closely with the California Attorney General's Office, Department of Education, and the Orange County Sheriff's Department, which led to indictments on over 300 counts of conspiracy to commit grand theft by false pretense, unauthorized use of a personally identifying information, computer access fraud, and money laundering. We want the public to know we take these cases very seriously. Anyone looking to use the mail to conduct illegal activity or putting the community at risk will draw our investigative attention. This case, like those we have investigated in the past, demonstrates the lengths and tactics criminals will go to defraud victims. In this scam, there are approximately over 3,000 victims here in California and over 19,000 nationwide. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service is committed to identifying individuals involved in these types of schemes, such as this one, and bringing them to justice. Our objectives are to rid the mail of fraud, preserve the integrity of the mail, and most importantly, provide a safe environment for Postal Service employees and the Postal Service customers, the American public. We can still use your help. Information coming from the public remains a valuable tool in fighting against these and other mail-related crimes. If you're a victim of a mail-related crime or you're aware of fraudulent activity, let us know. Give us a call at 877-876-2455 or visit our website at USPIS.gov. You can learn many ways to protect yourself on that website as well against other schemes that are happening. Despite the challenges of our current times, the Postal Inspection Service stands ready to defend against any attempts to misuse the U.S. mail. We will continue supporting the nation's most trusted entity, the Postal Service. Thank you, Attorney General. Back to you, sir.
Thank you. We're happy to take any questions.